Let's talk with Doug Leonard from ASI, Audiological Services of Iowa, for some sound advice. Doug, it says here it's 'tis the season. Not that season, not the holiday season yet, but we're getting to that time of year where it's going to start turning colder. People are going to start spending more time indoors, maybe not gathering as much. And it can be a dangerous time for somebody who's older and has a hearing issue.
It can, because of that whole issue with loneliness. And loneliness and social isolation can be very hard on our mental health and our physical health as well. And, this topic came up because I saw a really neat post that the hospital organization down in Atlantic had shared, and it was regarding seniors particularly. And they said that the damage from isolation and loneliness can be as detrimental as smoking 15 cigarettes a day.
Wow, that is unbelievable.
Yeah, that can't be good for you. And so obviously I don't think the loneliness or isolation helps people either. And as you referenced, John, this time of year, people are going to start becoming a little bit more isolated, especially folks that maybe have some more mobility issues. They don't get out and about when the weather turns cold. They tend to hunker down and just stay in their own homes.
Yeah.
So we're not around other people. And
what's the danger of that?
Well, it's hard on our cognitive function for sure. When people aren't interacting, it can cause people to develop, more cognitive issues. We want to maintain our social interactions. That's one of the risk factors of cognitive decline, isolation. And so we want to encourage folks to still continue to stay active. But hearing loss is the same thing. The weather can be the contributing factor to cause that. So can hearing loss. Mm-hmm. And if folks are dealing with that, they don't tend to enjoy being around other people because it's always a struggle. Imagine going to a meeting or going to coffee and rolls after church or being around your friends in a social environment and always having to struggle with communication. That's what people with untreated hearing loss are dealing with.
Yeah, we always talk about it kind of relating back to exercise. If you stopped exercising all the time, boy, you would really lose anything you gained.
Well, yeah, and so our communication ability, when a lot of folks sometimes I think will struggle with that for a while and eventually you almost give up. You just start saying, you just smile and nod when everybody else does or whatever, just because you're not following that conversation. So I think it's that time of year where we want to encourage people, especially during Audiology Awareness Month, come in and have that evaluation. If they or someone they love are dealing with untreated hearing loss, let's find out what's going on with that, do a diagnostic evaluation on them, see if there's some treatment that needs to be done with them to keep them active and engaged.
As a former smoker from way back in the day, that stat about the 15 cigarettes really, really jumped out at me. So yeah, definitely get that hearing checked going into this season once again. And if your parents are in that situation, make sure they get the evaluation going. And Doug, what's the number here at ASI just to get the ball rolling?
Yeah, it's 792-5933. And, if you know folks that are maybe a little bit more isolated during that winter, try to be involved with them and engage with them and go visit them and check out them and make sure they're doing well.
Keep them active. Keep them involved. That's for sure. It's Audiology Awareness Month, and this has been Sound Advice with Doug Leonard from ASI, Audiological Services of Iowa.